The road was paved with neatly shaved limestone rocks. It was chipped and cracked here and there, but no one ever tried to patch it. The rough dirt of the moon had piled up in its recesses. Hey guys, welcome back to World End Economica. My name is Fuds, and let's go remember a game. Waterways were occasionally visible, and in them you could see clearly running water, as well as fish swimming. While hydrogen was still available on the moon, there was no water, so hydrogen had been synthesized into water. It made sure that every drop remained circulating within the dome. The waterway's final destination was a giant water processing plant on the Newton city. In other words, everything was designed to gather in the centre of the water-shaped city, whether it's people, water or wealth. From there, everything was disseminated outward. After crossing the intricate waterways and bridges, I passed through a narrow alleyway and reached my destination. It was called the Lunar Chinese Restaurant. It was run by a Chinese husband and wife, with strong spirit and enterprise, who emigrated to the moon. I could sit down from here from an early afternoon to whenever they would and say a word. However, the elderly wife's health had been fading recently. A woman who sometimes worked at a restaurant in their place was a bit of a pain. I'm afraid she wouldn't be there today. It was in vain, especially on a lucky day already full of policemen and stock losses. Eyes opened the frosty glass door of a woman watching television placed near the ceiling, with her head resting her arms propped to a counter. Loda glanced listlessly. I was overcome with an urge to just shut the door before I go to another store. The woman raised her voice before I got the chance. Table for one! The kitchen was run by the silent, stubborn, elderly husband of the family. Sue never showed any signs of affection. Of course, no reply came from the kitchen. Even so, it was too late to leave. I entered the store with a heavy gate and set up camp in a corner seat. While mountains of hydrocarbons sat on the moon's poles, it still can be used for luxuries such as baking plastic. As a result, most of the store's equipment was made from either wood or iron. Both could be carried on the moon and were easily decomposable by microbes and thrown away. An iron cup was placed with a clang on my tattered wooden table, which was no doubt found in a dump somewhere. The woman, beaming, then poured me water from high up. Water seemed like it should splash out, but it all stayed in my now perfectly filled cup. You showed up, you delinquent! Crab omelette over fried rice. I made my order bluntly without a proper reply. One was about 20 years old and had bright, healthy hair. She'd been working here for a while and seemed to know a lot of her customers, so she probably lived in the area. She's pretty cute, I suppose. I do like the little charm, little bracelet she's got with a cross. One crab fried! Woman yelled cheerfully towards the kitchen. Then of all the things she could have done, she sat down across on me. Except her body was off to the side and her vision was fixed on the TV. It seemed interesting at some plot point of a drama she was watching. Oh, I heard the actor there is in the area right now. He's going to negotiate his next title and bask in space at the same time. A beautiful actress from around here has been accompanying him. Didn't ask, but she informed me anyway. I ended up glancing at the screen as I silently took my PC out of my bag. It was a little too handsome though. Well, that might be true. I stifled my urge to reply with so what, as I placed my PC on the table and switched it on. The PC was loaded up with financial information and charts of historical prices worth 4,000 stocks on the Lunar Stock Exchange. In order to make a profit for tomorrow, I had to find my next target. Oh, when was that power? I raised my glance after being asked a question and found my eyes meeting with a woman's. She had beautiful almond-shaped eyes, that were even brighter in colour than her hair. She must have led to an easy life, I thought to myself. Nevertheless, it'd be helpful if I could use the restaurant's electricity, even if I did decide to go back on that half-assed net cafe. Rates were cheaper at night. Problem was that my battery might not last until then. I suddenly took out my adapter, plugged in the cord, and the woman still seated had hastily dragged the arm away with her foot. As I hovered the ground in order to plug my adapter into the outlet, I mischievously twitched on my nose and my sandals. Mischievously twitched her toes in her sandals. I was about to say, why not her nose in her sandals? Perv. That's what she said to me once I raised my head. But she wasn't even wearing a skirt. I naturally ignored it and booted up my PC. After that, woman stopped messing with me. And the only sounds of the restaurant were flittering voices from the TV. I was swinging pots in my kitchen. This is a quiet area without much foot traffic. It felt like time passed slowly here. The thing that made me go out of my way to come here, other than the fact that I wouldn't report me to the cops, was this tranquility. What did you eat yesterday? It was pretty tranquil until that woman suddenly asked me a question. What did I have to eat? What did what I have to eat yesterday have anything to do with you? I ignored as I stared at my screen, but she wouldn't stop looking at me. A face visible from the corner of my eye didn't make it look like she was particularly interested in my question. She wouldn't turn away, defeated. I raised my glance. At that moment she grinned. Pasta, I answered and turned back to my screen. I updated my data while I was in the cafe, so I searched for any corporate news that might affect the market in the next few days. From where? As I clicked my tongue, the woman's smile as expected disappeared. She didn't get mad or stand up though. That doesn't suit you, no. She just said this so seriously that instead of getting mad, I ended up blushing. She was treating me like a complete child. Big Ball Cafe. It was an arrogantly named place for a nearly illegal operation. You see, balls were symbols of strong markets. For that reason, there were bronze balls placed in front of the biggest financial district in the world, like America's Wall Street or a Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So for me, the place was good luck. Huh. So Sarah's handmade pasta. Sarah? Wasn't there a real skinny guy there? That guy owns the place. Owns it. I was a little heartbroken with those words. I was sure some loser who worked there by the hour. But to be the owner of a store, big and small, was a fine example of a capitalist. Not only that, was a heartbroken tear. I was eating his pasta, I mean. It was good. I taught him how to make those. The woman beamed with pride. Right, she taught him where did they know each other from? Don't tell me we used to be lovers, as I dreamed up juicy scenarios in my head. I said vacantly her face as she turned back to her TV. So, was that lunch, dinner? Huh? Did you eat that for lunch or dinner? Did you have the slightest idea as to why she was asking me all these details? It's probably because of some stupid made-for-women horoscope she watched every day. Where it was something like, you ask a boy you meet today about where he ate the meal yesterday, your lucky colour is yellow, your lucky word is optimism. Dinner. What about lunch? I set out to click my tongue, but after being told straight face it didn't suck to me, ended up holding back. Someone might have noticed this fact because she was grinning slightly. I answered after telling her in my mind to shut up. Oh, I don't need it. Really? This time I didn't keep myself from clicking my tongue or getting angry for that matter. Why she wanted to know these things in such detail completely baffled me. And what do you care? Right as I turned the question around on her, a plate of fried rice hit the counter with a thud. Woman stood up and brought the plate over. And right as I thought she was going to place it on the table, she kept her plate in her hand and looked down at me. You really didn't eat anything for lunch? As if to show that I was trying my hardest not to click my tongue, I started to scrape my lip with my teeth. No, I didn't. I don't eat lunch on weekdays. What about today? Today's an exception. Seems to have driven out of a cafe at weird time. So what? Anyway, give me my food. Give me my food that you're just holding there. Eating a proper lunch was something special to me since I usually only did it on Sundays. When the Lunar Stock Exchange was closed, eating lunch on a weekday was rare. I glared at the woman, so she gave a small sigh and placed the plate on the table completely unperturbed. The smell of a sweet and sour sauce whetted my appetite. My interest shifted from a now strangely annoying woman's questions to her food in front of me. You need to eat 3 meals a day? The woman talked to me while standing and staring at me, digging into a fried rice. I eat a little more neatly. Mind your own business, I meant mentally as I piled a mountain of fried rice and crab omelette onto my spoon and shoved it all into her mouth. She's kind of cute actually, isn't she? The woman sighed and returned listlessly to a counterside chair with a cryptic, stupid woman. I focused on my food, stuffing my stomach with such vigour, but I barely had time to even sigh. After filling my stomach with fried rice, I ordered the Haru jelly, a sweet and sour gelatinous dish. It was unusual to see this dessert around here, but it was definitely delicious and if a little expensive. Since the day was a curse day, I thought it might be just the exorcism I needed. You got the money, right? Woman doubted me after I made my order, but of course I had enough money to make a regular meal. You could rent a cheap apartment for 400 moors a month, so I could live on my own pretty easily. The reason I actually couldn't was because there weren't any places of mine with no guarantor could rent. I heard that on Earth, people in my situation were sometimes only able to make it happen. Unfortunately, lunar cities weren't only accessible via orbital elevator, so everybody's identity was known. If I went to rent a house, they'd immediately run fingerprints and an iris scan, and then contact my parents. Unless you are an extraterrestrial, and if you're on a moon, they know who you are and where you came from. Have I ever stiffed you? Just because you paid in the past doesn't mean you could be sure to pay next time. Anyway, you are away from home, right? You take better care of your money. But a strange sense of comfort in the fact that her lecture wasn't about my running away itself, and overall I agreed with the idea people should take care of their money. You don't have to tell me that. Oh, really? Woman shrugged, then carried the RU jelly from a counter where it had just appeared. It's hard to argue with her, since I was in fact wasting money here. I was confident that I had more money than anyone else my age. What's more, I'd never gone on a wild spending spree before. Imagine the compound interest that made the world go round. If one more today turned into 10 a year, then in 3 years after that, it'd be 10,000. Compared to what my dad would have made in his entire life, earning roughly the same amount every month from sweating in fields to grow vegetables, in 5 years, there'd be no way I'd be eating in a lame restaurant like this. That woman might be making fun of me now, but I'll better be living eventually to wearing a stylish suit and living in a high-rise apartment in Newton City. And of course, I was not going to stop there. That wasn't where my dream ended. It's where it began. If you're some rich actor, you might be able to bask in space on the opposite side of the moon with some beautiful woman by the side. But if you're one of the wealthiest here in Lunar City, you could go even further. You can make all the emotions and desires you feel when you look at space come true. I ate a sweet and sour clump of RU jelly. As I looked at my screen to choose a tree that would grow me money, I was immersed in a familiar daydream. This place was the forefront of humanity, a golden city of wealth and prosperity. I would run through the city's gates. I'd outwit the geniuses and prodigies from Earth to make my place there at last. I started to get myself worked up in this quiet early afternoon in a Chinese restaurant. I moved my touch mouse back and forth, and just as I brought the display to a prominent, even on the moon, investment bank E.J. Rochberg, customers entered the store. I thought it was strange that customers would come in at this hour to raise my head. At that moment, a feeling ran through my body like an ice cube had just been stuck at my asshole. Welcome. 2, please. Yes, sir. Table for 2. Woman said this in an usual carefree voice, but words barely entered my ear. I lowered my cap even further over my eyes and hunched over, trying to hide my reflection on my PC display. Looking very close, it was unmistakable. A pair had just arrived at a table the other side of the restaurant with police officers on patrol. I'll get the tension on done. Same here. Very well, 2 tension. Seems like we just chose this place randomly during a patrol. But who likes eating in the same restaurant as the cops? Not only that, I think these two were ones at a big bull cafe according to my faint memory. The patrol route of the police didn't include going into cafes, so someone must have tipped them off somehow. I was not some sort of invisible man, so someone surely must have seen me hanging around a weird place at a weird time. Whoever someone was, they told the police that there was a shade-looking kid around. There would only be a handful of places they'd search. It's totally possible these two were looking for me. They might also be the reason the policeman facing me was glancing at me now and then. But to think you'd take off and lead us on this wild goose chase. A policeman with his back to me suddenly spoke up. He kept looking at me, waiting a moment before replying to his partner. Well, it was just some big shots looking at maps all day, who decided what wide area jurisdiction was to be, and there wasn't any public survey system in that area either. But I think if he were hiding somewhere, it would have been in that net joint. Storekeeper there was a pretty sketchy looking guy too. Maybe we should grab him and rough him up a little. Don't judge by appearances. He ended up having pretty impressive history, didn't he? Yeah, I guess. Man, I should have studied hard in the academy. I never thought I'd be assigned to a boonies like this. Location has nothing to do with it. You just need to carry out your duties. You're very right about that. So you were looking for someone. The owner, that Sero guy. An impressive history. Couldn't even begin to imagine. What to do after this? We go by a buck would start the usual things by questioning people. His co-worker facing me took a sip of water and taken in quiet as if in thought. I got a feeling he was taking a good hard look at me. In my mind, I was praying when he gave up on questioning and just went back to her nest. If recording for reinforcements, we're just going to get laughed at. Looks like we got no choice. Anyway, our duty is to keep public order. Collapsing public safety, beginning with the smallest of places. Even if it's just one boy, we can't let him get away. My heart felt like it might jump right out of my mouth. Now it was no mistake. They were tipped off by someone who were looking for me. Lunar cities were nuts about keeping public order. Even in Red Valley there were suspicious guys wandering the streets. There was not even the faintest trace of any real danger. It was just a degenerate, pleasure-seeking town. Everyone knew just how risky committing the act of physical violence was in a place like this. After all, if you were deported to residential management court, there would be no question you would ever be able to come back. The only people exempt from that sort of punishment were people who were born on the moon. Even then, you had committed secondary murder or worse, it was not certain. Of course, I wouldn't be subject to a penal code just because I ran away from home, but the overall zeal for maintaining public order would mean that I'd be sent back home. After that, I'd probably be forced to report to a local facility every day until I became an adult. While that happened, I'd go further and further away from the front line of the world, where I'd be swallowed up by the masses. I fixed my darting eyes onto my hands and thought desperately, how shall I escape from here? If I grabbed my PC and ran, the plug would get him away, so do I unplug the adapter from my PC, then take off running with just a unit? My identity could be given away by the adapter. It would still be better than being captured. Or should I stay right here and wait for him to leave? I'd like to do that if it's possible, but officer staring at me seemed to like he was about to stand up and say, "Hey, you!" up to me at any moment. My cold sweat dripped onto my keyboard. Wait, that woman couldn't rat me out, could she? As I thought of this possibility, I was tortured by a desperate rage, but suddenly a shadow appeared on the table. Was that woman? More water? She poured me a refill. I cursed in my heart, wishing she would draw her attention towards me at a time like this. And my lowered face was totally flushed. But a piece of paper with words written on it was attached to the side of a cup she clunked down on the table. Get ready. I nearly raised my head. The woman quickly left my table before I could make a mistake. I set my computer to mute and shut it down so it didn't notice my OS was no longer running. I'd give up on my adapter. I quietly pulled the cord out of my main unit and confirmed the location of my bag. I already used the money I always kept in my jacket pocket at the cafe, so I used what I had in my back pocket. There was a line in an old mafia movie. I saw it at home that said, $10 bill kept in your clothes as a business card to God. It certainly kept you well prepared. I quietly placed a 10 bill in my hand, perked up my ears and waited for the right timing. A policeman had been staring at me non-stop. He was definitely suspicious of me. With a clang, the policeman started to get up. Tension up! For that very moment, the tension done was placed on the counter loudly. Huh, what's wrong? The cop called out to his partner who was now halfway out of his seat. Is it the guy behind me? Right after he said this, a woman's voice rang energetically through that room. Thanks for waiting. Here's your tension done. Yeah. When he was back to me, he turned his attention back to the food. He was looking at me, but the woman was standing next to his corner seat and he was stuck in his seat and couldn't get out. Now was the moment. It was my only chance. The payment's on the table. I said this as quietly as possible and left 10 bill on the table. Hey, you! Wait! The officer clearly told me to stop, but as I came in sideways, glanced and walked quickly towards the exit. It was only a distance of 3 steps, but it felt like forever. The yelling officer attempted to chase after me, but with a woman in his way, he couldn't get out. Yeah! A shrill scream came from a woman who lost her balance after being pushed by the officer. She turned to the other officer, who was still sitting in his chair, with a piping hot tension on, looked like he was about to spill. Acting out of natural self-defense, the officer caught a bowl in his hands. By that time, I had successfully exited the store. I took off running, there was nothing else in the world mattered. Oh, she did me a favour. Nice girl. Where am I? I don't know, but you can find out next episode. As ever, thank you very much for watching. If you want to play this yourself, it is available on Steam, as I say. It's also from Seiko Project. You find a link to it in the description. My name has been Fudge. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.